And so I would just start off with the foundation. So either A, as I said, I would start off with the foundation. Let's say like this, and make sure it pops out. So maybe use diamond blocks. I've just been using diamond blocks because I've seen other builders use it. But any other block works. So I use some waxed copper sometimes. I'm happy with that layout. I would choose the solid feature, and then I would place it down, choose exactly where I wanted to do it, and then I would just build it up. So as you saw with my design, I had a design that actually started becoming larger on the other floor, on the second floor, and then it became smaller. Now, this is very quick. Like, you understand the thing from here. It's very quick. It's not meant to replicate it, but it is meant to show you a brief example of how it would look like. And after you spend some time, you know, designing it, making sure that this is actually like spruce logs or whatever, make sure it goes with your palette. As for the roof, I would use the modeling tool that's over here. I would just do something like this and just choose, like, experiment with how you want it to go. I found that this was very useful for just getting a basic layout for the roof design, and then I could just fill it in. It was really nice. And then if you want to create a different line, you just press on add a row, and you see they all connect to that row, so then you can create some nice like roof shapes like that. See, that's already interesting roof shape, and that was really quick. And if you spend more time with it, you can obviously create some nice roof designs. Like you can create something that stands out away from the roof. Hold on, I need to add row, and there we go. So you could create some nice roof design like that. Yeah, there you go. The smallest gear here, connected gears. You have bigger gears, and so you'll notice that the rims are different between each one of these. I developed between these, and so what I did basically is I took the sphere shape tool from Axiom, as I showed you over there how to use the cuboid tool. And so basically what I did is I used the circular tool in order to create a shape that I wanted for this gear. And so what I did from there is I just added stairs in between. It was just stairs, and then sometimes I would skip a stair to add slabs, but when I felt like the slabs didn't belong there, I would add trapdoors. Now this part of it, it's kind of, you just go with the flow. Go where your mind takes you, go where your creativity takes you. One helpful thing though is you'll notice that it's three-dimensional, and what this helps do is that you can have a layer in front where it blocks out the second layer, so it adds a layer of depth between the wood here and the copper here. And when you look at it, it looks a lot more pleasing. Now if this were to be in front, now take a look at how that looks. It looks a bit different, no? It looks like it's connected to the copper, and it just feels odd. But this, with a layer of depth, you can't see that transition as well, and it looks a lot better in my opinion. Next off, with the connected gears, this is kind of a thing where it's tricky to get right. I don't really know, like, I just went with the flow, although afterwards I realized that there was a very much easier way to do it using the modeling tool. You could probably go up and then over. As for the pipes, so the pipes, what I did is I used the modeling tool, or sometimes even the shape tool, and then I would just go up, and then I would go to the side. It's as simple as that. And then I would actually just increase the thickness in order to get a pipe. These lampposts, I went onto Pinterest, found some photos, and I pretty much looked at the photos, and just changed it to my palette. Now, this design for the poles I did not make. Some of them were made by me, but it's just tiny modifications. The person who actually made this, I'll show it up on the screen. This big post was inspired by another thing I found on Pinterest, but it's a bit different. So this one is actually a scaled up version of this. Now this most of this was just done by hand. There's no real trick I can give you here, but you kind of just have to go with the flow, you know. Say to yourself, I want to make something. What shape do I want it to be? Do I want it to be circular? Do I want it to be square? You can also find reference as I did, that really helps. And then you can say, do I want it to be fully concealed? And no, this is the lamp, you don't want it to be concealed. So, and then you have to design the roof. Now the roof I went for a very simple gazebo design, or kind of patio design, you know, those things that you usually find on a patio. And I just pretty much mimic that. Hot air balloons. Now, hot air balloons, this is actually interesting. So for the hot air balloons, I use the shape tool. Where's the shape tool? There it is. I use the shape tool, I made it larger, and then I added what block I want it to be. Now, you'll see I chose diamond here, and that's because if you go to the diamond, you magic select it, then you use your painter. What you can do is you can actually paint it, but you can also go to operations and auto shade. So using auto shade, you can actually create a nice hold on, did it auto shade? There it is. You can create a nice design. Now for the auto shade, I actually auto shaded with aqua wool, or whatever, cyan wool, instead of diamond blocks. So you'll see I don't actually have any diamond blocks, but that's basically the premise of it. And then you go around with the shape tool, then you go inside of it, you find the exact diameter, radius, whatever you want to call it, of the hot air balloon. You change this to waxed copper, and then you just go through with it, you know. So what you'll find with this is that it's got these in between. Sometimes it's annoying because you have to place trapdoors right here, but most of the time it works. So it creates this nice design, like it creates this striped pattern, and it really gives the feel of a hot air balloon, like a steampunk hot air balloon, and it's really, really nice. You can actually find it with this one right here. I didn't actually change these fences. I actually liked how these fences looked. It looks abstract in a way. You never really see people build like this. And that's what I like about it. Even if it is just an error with Axiom, this design for the houses was actually created for this build. I never really finished it, but this was created for this, and I just used these for there. Now I didn't use this one because it's kind of a mess. Before I continue with the showcase, I just wanted to tell you about, want to support me, I'm going to be on Patreon, and my build is on AB Fielder, which I will link in the description below. I really want to continue with these builds. I really love making them. As a matter of fact, this build is not fully finished. I'm planning to maybe build a city, and if I could get some support, that would be quite nice. But yeah, in the near future, it should be, maybe the city is going to be posted soon, and yeah, I really intend on continuing with this journey. It was really, really fun starting to build this base over the last week. Now there's 3 options for how to continue. I'm either going to think about building a steampunk city, a full-on city, and putting a lot more detail and effort into it. Or number 2, I was thinking of building castles of some sort, mimicking like a Castle from the Sandman, which is a series on Netflix, and I think it would be a really amazing build and a good idea to go with that. And the third thing that I was thinking about would be to build like a Coruscant Star Wars style build, and I think that would be really amazing to see and develop my building skills in the futuristic department.